Hello YouTube, how you guys doing today? So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the best frames for you guys to be trading right now. And then we'll also kind of touch on the best frames for you to be buying. So best frames to be buying, best frames to be selling. And really, if you guys are into flipping or anything, obviously anything that's worth selling is probably worth flipping too. But for the buying ones, that means they're going to be at an all-time low. So let's get into it. I'm gonna, actually, I was gonna do this by name in alphabetical order and go through all the frames, but that was actually a little bit of a pain, and this is gonna be a lot easier. So I'm pulling this list up right here. And, oh, that's kind of nice how that works out. All right, cool. So from the top, Excalibur Prime, you had to have been a founder. He is not tradable. He's not farmable. You can't get Excalibur Prime unless you are a founder. So for everybody that's a founder, GG's, All-Star. But this is also interesting too because the release dates are in order. So we now know Frost Prime was the first actual Prime to come into the game after Excalibur. Frost, at the moment, is not farmable. You cannot get Frost. Is it worth selling a Frost right now if you have one? Maybe. I would recommend maybe holding on to Frost a little bit longer. Otherwise, if any of you guys are using, let's say, the garage sale that is the Warframe market, and I don't mean disrespect when I say that, but it is important for y'all to realize that that website does not represent the actual value of something in the game. That site is just a place for people that believe in themselves that they suck at trade chat. I don't think anybody sucks at trade chat, but the people that believe themselves they suck at trade chat, where they go and they lower the price so they could just make any little bit of platinum, it doesn't represent the actual value of things. So whatever the price is on any on the website for any of these things that we go over right now, just sell it for higher, Fivehead. It's not really that hard. And you might be like, but nobody's gonna buy it for, yeah, they do. They totally do. And I'm absolutely evidence that I do this every day live. It's not what things are actually worth. And, you're not allowed to give people crap for that. It makes you it doesn't just make you wrong, it makes you dumb. So stop giving people hate because they're not selling at the garage sale, prices. Anyway, Frost Prime. Yes, Frost Prime might be worth selling if you're able to sell him for more than he's worth on the market at the moment. Mag is the same thing. Mag is definitely, right now, if you have a Mag Prime set, like extras, then yes, definitely worth selling. Ember, if you could sell it for more than the market, definitely. Rhino just became farmable, so right now, Rhino is in a buyer's market. You want to buy as many Rhino sets as you can, or you want to farm him out and collect as many as you can, and then you don't want to worry about selling him for at least another 6 months from after he gets vaulted, or re-put back into the vault. Loki, even though he was a Twitch Prime, a Tenocon thing, like a couple of months ago, or last month, definitely still probably the most expensive frame in the game as of making this video for you guys to go and buy. So if you have any Loki sets, whatever you've seen him going for in the market, like 400 or 500, just sell higher, Fivehead. If people don't want to buy it, they can realize that, oh my god, like nobody has a Loki set, nobody's gonna sell me him for less, or they could just use the market. But either way, whatever he's going for on the market, you're gonna sell him for higher, or you're not really helping yourself out here. Just move on from Loki otherwise if you can't do that. Nyx is technically farmable in the game, and she just came out with Rhino. So Nyx is in a buyer's market right now. Really because she just came out with Rhino, but Nyx is in a buyer's. We're not going to sell Nyx right now. Nova, you could sell Nova if you could make at least a couple of hundred platinum off of her, maybe like 250, 300. I know that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings because the market, that's not what they're going for in the market, but that doesn't matter. That's not what the market does not represent her value. Please get that through your head, everyone that hates when I say that. That's a you issue. You're welcome. You don't have to go to therapy now. I was honest with you. Nova is definitely worth a lot. And if you can't make a lot off of her, don't sell her for like don't sell her at all. But she's definitely worth a lot, and her price will keep increasing. The market will eventually catch up with her value. So Vault Prime also right now is he's kind of a pain. You really get him from Borrow. He doesn't really come back out of vaults anymore, like out of the unvault, because Borrow brings relics for him. And I've kind of seen Vault average about 250. So if you can get yourself a Vault set, he might be good to flip. If you can get for less than 250, maybe like 150 or something, and then sell him for 250, be doing that. That's a good idea. Ash Prime is definitely a sell right now. If you guys have an Ash set, sell Ash. Trinity is a sell right now. If you can make at least a couple hundred, maybe 200 platinum off of Trinity, that's a sell right there. Saren, I'm looking at 400 platinum. I have 3 Saren sets left, and I will not move her unless somebody's going to give me 400 platinum for her. Now, that doesn't mean people are jumping through hoops to give me 400 platinum for Saren, but you guys need to understand that I understand the value of things in this game. I have been doing this for probably a lot longer than most of you have, since before the garage sale, that is the Warframe market, came out. And I'm telling you right now, if I'm not making 400 off of Saren, I'm just not selling her. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with not being able to sell her if I can at least make 400, because Saren is such a valuable Warframe that has not been farmable for a while. So at least 400 on Saren. Vauban, I'm selling for 300. And I think he's going for 2 or 250 on the market. But like I said, and people are buying, a lot of people keep buying my Vaubans for 300, but I'm not selling him for less. Like he's definitely worth it. Vauban is a great frame in the game right now. So if you can make 300 off of Vauban, do that. Definitely a seller. Necros, 350. Necros is incredibly useful as a Warframe. So 350 for a Necros. Definitely sell. Valkyr, she is technically farmable in the game, but the process in which you have to farm her is like nearly impossible that you will get her. So I'm actually selling Valkyrs for like 200 platinum a piece, and people are voluntarily giving me 200 platinum to buy Valkyrs. So that means that maybe whether you watching this video understand or don't understand how difficult she is to farm, this is a farmable frame in the game that people are spending 200 platinum on just to give you voluntarily spending. I'm not forcing anybody to do this. I'm not hitting people up that want to buy Valkyrs. People are just seeing my message and offering me 200 platinum for her. So, and it's happening a lot. So for those of you that like maybe don't understand, I'm walking you through it. Valkyr is definitely a good seller if you can make at least 200 platinum off of her. Banshee right now, I don't remember the last time Banshee was in the game, but I feel like it was within the last year. If that's true, then hold on to her. If you could make at least maybe 200 platinum off of Banshee, then go for it. But the longer time goes on, like maybe 6 months from now, up that to 250. If a whole year goes by and Banshee hasn't come back, up that to 300. But Banshee is a definitely a useful frame, as I have made in a video here about using Banshee to basically have no problems killing any liches that you have to go to Railjack to kill. Like, Banshee is crazy helpful when it does that. Like, it's embarrassing how easy it becomes to kill the liches if you're using Banshee in the setup that I talk about in this video. Oberon is the next one. Oberon, definitely be selling Oberon. He is definitely to be sold right now. Hydroid, you can sell Hydroid. I wouldn't do less than 200 on a Hydroid. I think he's lower than that on the market. So a lot of people are hesitant, which is fine. Like, if you can get it cheaper, get it cheaper. But, like, Hydroid Prime right now, at least 200. And if you can't sell it, don't sell him for less than 200. Mirage should at least be about 250, maybe 300 right now. I'm sorry, 300. Maybe about 250 right now for a Mirage. And again, if people aren't going to spend that, don't worry about it. Just don't sell her. Zephyr. Limbo. Yes, I want to say sell Limbo. I'm pretty sure Limbo is definitely in a seller's market right now, but you want to make at least 250 off of Limbo right now. And in another 6 months, up that to maybe 250 or 300. Mesa just recently got vaulted within the last 12 months. Her price is still climbing, and it's going to go very high. Even though Mesa is technically in a kind of reaching or approaching the quote-unquote seller's point, I would still be collecting a lot more Mesa sets, because let's say maybe right now Mesa's going for 1 to 150, somewhere in between there. I would still be buying her because I absolutely see Mesa going for like 350, 400, even up to 450, 500 platinum if she's vaulted from the game for long enough. I totally can see Mesa hitting that. Now there's one caveat. Mesa is in an interesting time frame because crossplay was announced, and as I talked about in this video over here, there's a lot of different ways that when crossplay comes into the game in the near future, that it could kind of mess with the prices of everything in the game, but we're not going to know how that's going to mess with the prices until we know exactly how DE is going to go about giving us crossplay. There's a lot of different ways that it can happen, as again talk about in this video. You guys can watch if you care, but for now, that kind of puts Mesa in a kind of interesting situation. So I still would recommend collecting a lot of Mesa sets, and if crossplay happens anytime soon and it totally bombs all the prices of everything in the game, I want you to understand that that's going to have to be temporary, because I understand how in the long run, how if you stretch out the future of Warframe and the player base and how people operate when it comes to playing video games, everything in the game will eventually readjust. Even if crossplay messes with all the prices, things will eventually start going back up again. So hold on to Mesa is my recommendation. Same thing with Equinox and Wukong. These are good to be buying right now, even though they've been vaulted for like 6 months. maybe like 3 months Wukong, 6 months Equinox, about 9 months Mesa. Like, these are all good to still be buying right now. And again, if crossplay hits before you get a chance to sell these for good platinum, just hold on to them through all of that time. Like, think of it as like the Great Depression in Warframe. Hold on to these sets through the Great Depression in Warframe. Eventually, everything will readjust itself. Atlas Prime right now is definitely in a buyer's market. Atlas is the most buyable frame right now. Like, nothing is cheaper than an Atlas set. Atlas is about to get vaulted. He is in the all-time low for being able to buy a set. I'm seeing him being sold in the garage sale for like 30 platinum for this set. And kind of the same thing with Avara as well. So all the rest of these frames are all in a buyer's market right now. Neja actually might be more of a sell currently. If people are still wanting 350, I mean, 150, 150 platinum for a Neja set, then if you can make that, then sell Neja. But otherwise, if you're not making at least 150, just be collecting Neja sets. But focus mostly on buying or farming Atlas, Avara, Titania. Farm these out. Also be farming out Rhino and be farming out Nyx. Don't worry too much about Nyx. No one's really going to care unless they do some rework on Nyx. But Rhino is definitely the one you want to be farming out right now. A little bit of Nyx. And then definitely a little bit of Atlas, but a lot of Avara and Titania. Mostly Avara and Rhino. I say, yeah, of all the ones I just listed right now, Avara and Rhino. As far as the Naros goes, he's still kind of in a, you got time to collect him at least half a year or more to collect as many Inaro sets as you can, but he's more of a buyer's thing right now, so buy him, don't sell him, or like collect him. And then I feel like they left out Gara. And chat, did they leave somebody else out? Where's Octavia? Octavia and Gara, I don't think we're updated on this, but Octavia is definitely, if you can make 150 off Octavia or Gara, you can sell those for 150. But in a few months from now, when Gara and Octavia wind up higher on this list and more frames come out after them, they're going to start to enter a buyer's market. You're going to want to start being collecting Octavia and Avara sets. No, Octavia and Gara sets that for some reason aren't on this list, which I thought was updated, but it was my bad. Anyway, that's basically what you guys should be doing in the game right now to kind of understand like what's good to buy, what's good to sell, what makes sense to flip, like any of that sort of stuff. But that's really the full list of everything at the moment. And if you guys found this video helpful, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications on. If you guys like earning free Warframes, weapons, or mods, that if you really wanted to, you could sell them. Like, once you get it from me, it's whatever you want to do with it. No cap whatsoever. You guys literally can earn free stuff just by watching my streams. It's not a giveaway. I'll explain more about it when you get here. Just ask me about it and I'll walk you through how it works. But yeah, all that being said, thank you so much everybody for watching this video. Absolutely love your faces. If I don't see you guys in the next video, I will see you on my Twitch channel. Laters.